Welcome to the PP. On today's episode, we're running 30 miles at midnight, in the dark, in the rain, and in the cold.
Starting run.
It's crazy, because there is no gun. There is no we just go.
Well, there is a gun.
Well, yes, there is, but there is no, I guess let's go. I started my watch.
Bang, bang.
And then this is it. We're in it. I'm actually under a lot of stress, and I'm terrified with a smile on my face. This is happening because of the man sitting across from me, Tyler Corwin.
Yeah, I decided since I started getting back into running, I've really been interested in ultra marathons.
I have a streak right now, where I've run over 100 miles for 185 weeks.
I realized, talking to a guy named Cameron Haynes, who did this race, 240-mile race. I was thinking, is this the new level? Is this the new push? I've really become an expert at running 100-mile races. So for me, this was the new level.
I've done a 50-miler earlier this year, the Badlands 50, and I figured I'm not getting any younger, so the Dirty 30 kind of came about just on a run one day, saying, hey, I kind of want to do 30 miles when I turn 30, and I asked you if you wanted to do it, and with almost no hesitation, you were like, yeah, let's do it. And now here we are.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're going to run in like 2 hours.
I don't know if it's concerning that I had no hesitation or not, but
You were more excited than I was.
I wish the rest of it looked like that. Here we go. Into the dark. So, everything you said is accurate,
Yeah.
but the details is what you're leaving out. Because I
think-
originally said no. I've signed up for a Christmas 5K.
No,
Just 3.1 miles.
I said let's run 30 miles, and you had a gleam in your eye, and you were like, yeah, we're going to do it. And then I was like, Joe, I think this is the route. And you were like, no, I've got a route. I've got you, buddy. This is for your birthday. And I said, all right, man, let's do it. That's how I remember it.
I remember I remember saying, hey, I already signed up for a Christmas 5K, I don't know. And then I was like, well, you know what? I have to run that next weekend, and I don't know if I'll be able to. So you know what? Why not? I'll just run with you, and maybe we'll just run to the Christmas 5K.
And that's what we're going to do. We are going to run 30 miles. We're both going to set PRs, if I had to guess.
But why midnight?
So we're running at midnight so that we can get back to Slidell in time to still run that 5K.
That's not why I thought midnight.
That's why I thought midnight.
So this is how I processed everything. We were supposed to do, or I was supposed to do the Christmas 5K. And I was like, you know what? Let's run 30 miles to the 5K. And we're going to start at like 2:30 in the morning. And we're just going to go we'll roll right into it. And then we realized, well, we're not going to sleep that night because we're going to be so just like, oh my God, we have to run 30 miles at night. So we might as well just start at midnight because we're not going to sleep anyways. It sounds cooler too. The midnight Dirty 30.
Well, in our defense, we did just run a 10-mile at midnight about a month ago.
In a national park. Well, is it national or is it just a state park?
I think it's a national park.
And, but yeah, that was at midnight on trails.
Yeah. So, I mean...
A sweet dream with a tender heart and a beautiful smile, but things aren't what they seem.
If you think about it, we're just doing that, but 2 more times and by ourselves. So,
And for the
it's
record,
same thing.
furthest I've been so far has been 16 miles. So
It's easy. It's just that, but again,
yeah,
in the rain,
the part that
in the cold.
But the part that scares me is the rain, essentially. Like running with cold, wet feet for 30 miles.
Yeah.
Mainly because I have the jacket on. The body's okay. It's just gonna be sweaty and humid in there. But once the rain and water hit my feet, that's gonna suck.
Look, your
It's also
feet can
terrifying.
only get wet once.
I'm gonna put on the screen right now, if you're watching this, what it looks like on the route that we're running.
Because we did a trial run the other day with gear and everything else.
Yep, we gotta, you test out the weapons you have before you go to battle. You never take a, weapon to battle if you've never tested it out.
Now, I do want to add.
No pun intended.
Well, no, I was just going to say, in that video, it looks way darker than it actually is. Like, we were able to see pretty well without headlights.
It's pretty dark.
Except for when you were trying to get me to see if the light was on the camera, and I just stared into the sun for about 30 seconds and still see little spots.
Is this red?
No.
No, this.
I can't. Yes.
The POV.
I was like, bro.
Sorry.
Looking directly into the sun.
Sorry. Well, either way, I'm going to put on the screen what it looks like from, actually, you've probably already seen it by now because I'm going to have the, not the GoPro, but my POV on my hat the entire time. Maybe not the whole time, but you'll be able to see what it looks like. And it's terrifying because it's just pitch black, road, and trees on the left and right, just in the woods. And we'll be running through 4 different cities, I think.
Yeah. So, Beta Springs, Mandeville, Lacombe, into Sled
A little over 3 miles in. I said it was going to be 5 miles, but we got to this nice underpass with some light. We started at like a little under 10-minute pace. Well, we sped up because we saw a homeless guy sleeping on a table. And yeah, I'll check back in a little bit.
Yes. Yeah. It's a long run, and it's nothing but just like.
I think we'll spend the most time in Mandeville because we hit Mandeville at like mile 8, and we're in there until like mile 17.
8.2 miles, 1:44 a.m., hour 34 in. My legs are feeling kind of shot. Oh, you know what sounds awesome right here?
So this is where I wanted to go. I wanted to talk about the run.
Yeah.
Before we actually run it, because it is currently 10:30, and we're running right at midnight. And I just wanted to go through each of those miles to kind of assess and see where we're. I don't know. I just wanted to go through the miles.
Yeah, because I have so much more experience at this from my one ultra marathon that I've done so far.
Yeah, but did you run all night before?
Absolutely not. We started at 6 o'clock in the morning. It was 6 to 6. It was a 12-hour cutoff.
So since I've been, I'll say this before we go into like each of the miles. Since I've started training for the marathon, like everybody does in their like transition from like, oh look, I'm gonna start training for a marathon. Let me try to get into ultras. Let me try to do an Ironman. And you just start researching, right? You just start looking these things up, and you're like, I could do them all. Well, I know somebody who does 100-milers, which they're insane, but it's admirable. It's very cool, in an insane way, because they're insane. But I realized like they're doing these 100-milers on trails, and at some point, they're running for 27 hours straight in the woods by themselves. And I was like, you know what? If I ever wanted to do that, I pretty much. Sorry, I'm stressed out. I gotta be brave enough to do what we're about to do,
Right.
And just kind of say like, screw the cold weather, screw the rain, just do it. And even when we were about to get up to it, like the cold, no problem, whatever, we found out it's about to storm. And even then I was like, we can always reschedule this. We don't have to do it this night. But you were like, no, we're just going to do it.
Yeah, because so the thing is, it's like anything else in your life. If we would have pushed it off to next weekend. Well, I'm busy next weekend, or I got this going on. Like if we would have pushed it off, it would have just kept getting pushed off, and then it would have been too close for your marathon, and it just never would have happened. So we kind of had to like rain or shine, go for it. And I mean, obviously, if it was thunder or lightning, I think we would have stopped. And like if it was really raining, that'd have been one thing. But it's arguably worse. It's just misting right now.
I don't know. Because it still has the potential to thunder, but obviously your brain thinks the worst things.
Sure.
And it's also extremely metal to be running, and just the night turns to day for a few moments as you hear thunder crackle along the sky while cold rain pelts your back, and you feel wind across your face while your feet are soaking wet.
And we're running towards the sunrise as well. So
It's pretty cool, honestly.
it's going to be cool. Like
terrifying.
we're going to see some really cool things. A couple of homeless encampments, but mostly cool things.
I know we said we were going to talk about the miles, but I guess before we do that,
We're getting there.
I could tell you what quote of the week is
Go for it.
already. Quote of the week is "Death can have me when it earns me."
It's a great quote. Because what's the quote that you and I have been saying back and forth?
Well, you've been saying one, and I've been saying the one on the back of the shirt.
That's true. The one on the back of the shirt, I guess, is the official Midnight Dirty 30 quote.
Yeah, it's running till we see God or the finish line,
I've just been saying ER or PR.
which is insane because you also keep saying we're going to start slow and finish slower.
Yeah, so that was some of the best advice that I've ever gotten for an ultramarathon is you start slow, you end slower. It's not really about racing at the level that we're at, especially something like this that we're not going to get a medal or anything. It's just about finishing. We have nothing to prove to ourselves. And I think this is a pretty good segment going into talking about the miles because I know the amount of times you and I have said, yeah, let's just do a light, easy run. And the next thing you know, you look down at your watch and it's like, yeah, we're going quicker than we should. And I think with the adrenaline going through us, the caffeine going through us, those first 10 miles are going to go down easy.
Well, the quote, "Death can have me when it earns me," is I'm serious.
Well, yeah, of course.
So, the thing I constantly think, and it sounds really dark, right? But I constantly think about this memento mori. Basically, I think about death. And death can have me when it earns me. As in, like, I'm not sitting on the couch. I'm not just, like, twiddling my thumbs. And I mean this in the most sincerity. That I'm not just being lazy and doing nothing. I'm always actively doing something. And when I say death can have me when it earns me, as in, like, you could say, okay, that's insanely stupid. Running 30 miles at midnight is dumb.
Which it is.
And it is. It's dangerous. And it's going to be cold and it's going to rain and you can always push it back and you got to think about safety or like, hey, you got a family. But like, truly, like, death can have me when it earns me. Everyone's been promised a day to die. You were born, you're going to die at some point, and you get to choose how you want to live your life. Most people are like, and to that they're gonna say, "Well, I'll live my life sitting on the couch." I don't
want to live with regrets. I want to, you know, on my deathbed, family around me, I want my last couple moments to be thinking of all those times that I spent with my friends doing insane things.
It's hard to explain insane things.
All right, we just hit Mandeville, 8.7 miles, 1:50 a.m., an hour and 40 minutes. We're about to rip a gel. I do not like that consistency. I'm actively passing gas right now.
Dude, I've been ripping the whole time.
Sick, bro. In the Mandeville Trailhead, left it still running, 8.88 miles, 1:54 a.m. and it is 1 hour and 44 minutes in. Feeling good, honestly. You like the fit check? Let's get a little fit check in there. Feeling pretty sick. Let's get back to Tyler. Glurp, glurp. Dude, glurp, glurp, glurp. Maybe I shouldn't have my hand on the gun. Am I still recording? Yes. Are you serious? Tyler, there's the graveyard. What do you think that is? 10 out of 10 bleed spot. Dude, 10 out of 10 bleed spot. That's a big enough cemetery, dude. 10 out of 10.
Slight snowfall.
I think I see a few raindrops.
Dropped up.
Oh wait, we saw another animal. So what do we at count?
7 animals, 1 homeless.
7 animals, 1 homeless, 1 police officer.
1 police officer.
I want to have those stories that my grandpa has told me growing up that I'm like, how are you alive? How did you do that? And questioning in the back of my mind, like, did this really happen?
Yeah.
I want those kinds of stories, and I'm glad that I have friends like you that will go along with me on that journey. Because you and I talked about this earlier, actually, of if you didn't run, would I have done this by myself? And I would have, but it would have been completely different had I gone by myself. I definitely wouldn't have done it at midnight. I don't think, just for kind of a safety concern. But being able to do this with somebody that's gonna like do it with me, we get to talk and kind of cut up the entire time. It's gonna be such a different experience that years from now, I'm always gonna remember this because we've both been on so many runs, Saturday mornings and stuff like that. I can't tell you what we talked about, what we did, where we went. But this, there's no way. We're not going to remember everything that we talked about. Of course not. But we're going to go, dude, you remember that 5-mile stretch that the wind was blowing so hard it looked like we were crying? Or, you know, a less extreme of that. But, dude, you remember when we saw that deer walk out in front of us? Like, there's just going to be those small little things that we will never forget today, even if we don't finish it.
I say I'm building dad lore.
You are building dad lore. I'm building dad lore before I become a dad.
I think it's pretty cool. Well, I'm also, I like the idea of dad lore, but I also like the idea of doing it while I'm like just still a dad and never just stopping.
Sure.
Because like when some kids like, my dad can beat up your dad, and then the other dad's like, that guy ran 30 miles at midnight. That's a clinically insane human.
I could beat him up, but I can't catch him.
Now, I will say this, and I don't know if I should say this, but it is a safety concern, and my dad is actually currently sweating right now because he knows what I'm about to do, and I haven't been able to talk to him today because every time I call him, he just puts negative thoughts in my head, and he's like, son, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't have to do this. So he actually convinced me to run with a gun because Louisiana is called Sportsman's Paradise for a reason, and there's all kinds of animals out there. And the route that we are running is literally just like just a straight concrete path with nothing but woods on the left and right. So it's pretty much animals and homeless people for 30 miles.
So I typically don't listen to like music or anything when I run. Sometimes I'll bring my headphones. A lot of the time it's just so that I can answer calls or do stuff without having to pull my phone out. But from time to time I'll listen to like a podcast or something, and it's normally like scary stories or like disappearances and stuff.
Of course.
And I run at like 4:00 in the morning. So I'm by myself and I'm either running on trails or I'm running on the road. It's like foggy outside. And it makes me so jumpy sometimes. I'm like, I do this to myself. I have no one to blame but myself.
I've never ran with a gun before, like ever.
The other day was the first time that I've ever done that, and that kind of surprises me because I've literally been followed before. From Heritage Park, I think I saw like a drug dealer or something go down one time, and I was literally followed for almost 2 miles until I was finally able to like tuck off into some trees.
It does feel like, and maybe we should, before we talk about the miles, which I know I said like several minutes ago, but I'm glad it went this way because we should probably talk about our kit, because other people who are into ultras, which is anything past 26.2, which is a marathon, people who are into ultras or just into running or just want to know more about like what do you actually wear when you do that, because when I started training for the marathon, I previously would run like, I think the furthest I went was like a half marathon or something like that, that I trained for. And then I just never brought water with me, ever. No run whatsoever. I'd do 10 miles, 13 miles, just would never bring water with me. I just didn't know any better. But after like learning more and running long distances, I learned, there's different kinds of running belts. There's different kinds of soft flasks. There's different kind of gels. The shoes, the socks that you wear to prevent blisters, I can't remember the toe thing we were just talking about.
Trail toes.
Yes, there's like stuff like that like people would love to know about. So I think we should talk about a little bit of the stuff that we're bringing with us in our kit.
Sure.
And then just go straight into the miles, because
That works.
What time is it? Yeah. I think we just talk about the kit and then go straight into the miles. You want to talk about yours first?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, prior to doing the 50 miler, when I got back into running, I was actually training for the Crescent City Classic, which was a 10K.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? yeah, I'm gonna do the 50 miler, and it was 4 loops.
Well, how long before you? So we're doing the 30 miles. You've done 50 miles before. What is the total distance you ran before running a 50-mile race?
The longest run that I did prior to doing the 50 mile was 8 miles. I wasn't training for it. I was training to do a 10K, which is what, 6.2. And my old cross country coach from high school, Coach Dustin, asked me if I wanted to do it, and I said, you know what, sure, this sounds like fun, and it became my fixation. So like, bought the vest, bought the hydration flasks and stuff like that, and I was like, you know what, my goal is 2 laps, 25 miles. It will be the furthest that I've ever run in my life. And I stayed with Coach Dustin and his son Miles through the first lap, and we came through pretty good time. And this is not paved, by the way. This is on horse trails with like severe elevation. It is not an even path. You're running through sand. You're running through like loose gravel, hills. It is a brutal trail. And I was like, okay, first one went down easy. 12-hour hard cutoff. So I go through the second mile, or the second loop, and I kind of fell off of Coach and Miles, and I was like, all right, this is fine. And I come through, and I was like, okay, I still have more than half my time left. Said, I got to do a third lap. Even if I walk the third lap, no big deal. It's the furthest that I've ever been in my life. And I'm coming through that third lap, and there's a couple times that I'm walking, because
How many miles would the third lap be?
third lap would put me like
Around.
over probably in like the 30s to 40s.
It's crazy.
So I go through the third lap. I'm walking a couple times because like I know where the hills are. I know where like the sharp turns are. So I'm still I have that race mindset of knowing when I need to speed up, when I need to slow down. And then I get to the way station for the fourth lap, and I'm like, I can straight up walk this fourth lap, and I'm still gonna finish. So I start on the second
Finish
one.
before the cutoff time?
Finish before the cutoff time, sure. And I am coming through that fourth lap, and I'm every 5 seconds I'm checking my watch because I'm like, okay, this took me way longer than I thought it was because there was nothing left in the tank. I was.
What's the cutoff time
struggling.
before for 50 miles?
It's a 12-hour cutoff time. So I'm coming through, and I've got like 2 miles left, and it's like 11 hours 10 minutes or something like that. Or no, it's probably like 11 hours even. And I'm like, all right, 2 miles. Like, I know that I've got this in me. I think it was the final 5K that I really started worrying, like, I don't know that I can finish this because it's pretty uphill. It's pretty sandy coming back in. And you get into about the last mile, and you are like right by the finish line. Like, you can see the camp. And I just remember yelling and Coach yelling back. And I was like, okay, I can finish this. And as I'm coming down, you have like a 75-meter straight. And that is going into the finish line. I felt every emotion possible going through this. And, I mean, when I finished, this was one of the biggest physical and mental accomplishments. Like, I wanted to quit this so many times. My body's hurting. I made the mistake of checking to see if I had any blisters, and I had a huge blister on my ankle, and it was rough. But I learned a ton of things about how to build a kit, how to hydrate a lot better. I immediately like threw away the socks that I was wearing and got some longer socks. I made sure that like in my kit now, I carry more food with me. I carry more gels, more so than I know that I'm going to need. But it was a little different still than what we're doing today because I did that in kind of the middle of the day. Sun's out, so I needed to drink a lot more water.
It was also a race, too.
It was a race, so it was a different mindset.
There's also people there.
There were.
In loops and aid stations and other people to help you.
And that's something we don't have tonight. So that's why I'm carrying...
And it's not a race, it's just a run.
Sure, but we don't have that aid station.
Yeah.
We're not doing a loop, so we have to have all of our gear on us.
Yeah, this is a self-contained ultra.
Yeah. And so I'm bringing a little bit more, one, so that I have extras, but two, so that if you need something, I kind of have it as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, my kit is, I've got probably 7 or 8 gels, which you're supposed to take roughly 1 gel an hour.
I have 2 gels.
Which is why I have extras. Got some like beef sticks in there, and then the only other food that I have are some like Cliff gummies. That was more just for a funny comment that we made the other day. The Blue Chew comment.
Oh.
Yeah, 100%. That's why I brought that. And so I've got food.
Are you taking Blue Chew in the middle of this run?
You do what you got to do to stay awake, Joe. You do what you got to do to stay awake.
It's 18 miles deep. I'm rock solid. Tyler, what? Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna need you to run in front of me, boy. But no, so I've got all that because it's raining. I've got like 2 pairs of socks. I've got an extra pair of shorts. I don't have extra shoes because that's just, in my mind, it's kind of an unnecessary thing to carry.
I couldn't bring it.
But if we were running this on trails and it was all self-contained, I would find a way to bring a second pair of shoes. Just because you wear out shoes pretty quick. Like I have a picture somewhere of before and after, because my shoes had maybe 10 miles on them before. They looked like I had been running like 2 seasons of cross country in them. Like they were deflated, they were destroyed, and I retired them after that because they just I ran them rugged in that race. So I think that's all of my kit. And Band-Aids. I have Band-Aids because one of the cool things that I have learned about running a long time is when you have a shirt that's bouncing on you, my nipples be bleeding sometimes.
Very
So
common. Very common.
It hurts, dude. And it's one of those things that
Fortunately, I haven't suffered from this issue. It's happened. Well, I've never bled. I've felt it once or twice, but that's about it.
by the time you notice it, it's already too late.
Yep.
It's miserable. And I mean, I'm carrying a vest with me, so I don't have a choice but to like Band-Aid up because
Editor, foreshadow, throw up a picture of his bloody nose.
God, I hope not. I'm gonna be so upset if I do. I am preparing.
We could put that in there and just blur the nips.
Dude, if I'm bleeding, I'll post it with pride. You don't even have to blur it.
Well, I don't know the.
Viewer discretion is advised. 18 plus.
So for my kit, I've learned a lot with running in terms of like what to wear, what not to wear. Hoka is great. If you would like to purchase shoes, this is not a sponsor for Hoka, but Hoka is nice. However, I learned if you get the Hoka Clifton 10s, we live in a hot, humid climate down in Louisiana. The breathability on a shoe is very important when you're going for mileage. I started suffering from really bad blisters every time I did like 8+ miles in Hoka Clifton 10. I hate you and I love you all at the same time. They're great shoes. I love them. They're comfortable. They're kind of heavy. They're good for like long, easy runs. Just, most people would love Cliftons. But my God, your feet need to breathe. It doesn't matter how cold it is, how hot it is. They need to breathe. The shoes would not breathe. I tried every single thing. I tried the, what is the toe? I keep forgetting the name of it.
The toe socks?
No,
Or
the
trail toes.
Trail toes, yeah. It's this paste that you can put on your
foot lube.
toes. Yeah, it's just foot lube. Really, that's what it is. Trail toes, foot lube, whatever.
It's so good.
That didn't work. I tried multiple things. The best thing is to literally purchase a $15 to $20 pair of socks. And when I say pair, I mean like you get a sock for each foot, and it costs you $16. Like, they're expensive, but ever since I bought them, even with the shoes that don't breathe, I haven't been getting blisters. It's been so great.
Blisters are brutal, dude.
Yeah, but the expensive pair of socks are moisture wicking. They let your feet breathe. I don't understand the full science
Let
behind
them
it.
dogs breathe.
Yes, but they just, whether you get the toes one or you get the one without like the separate toes,
Do you run in
they work.
toes?
Toe socks?
Yeah, you have toe socks?
I do. I bought a
There's
pair of toe
no
socks.
way.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear them tonight.
That's what you're running in tonight. You're
Yeah.
running in toe
So
socks.
tonight I have a pair. I'll tell everybody what it is. So these socks work. I bought a $15, $16 pair of toe socks. They're in Gingies. There's another brand called Creepers if you want. They're a little bit cheaper, but they work just as good.
If Creepers made toe socks, I'd have questions.
It is a brand. It's called
Of course.
Creepers. There's another brand I bought called
I threw you off.
no, it's what is it? What's his name? Where's this? I can't remember. But the third one is like put it
Bellagio.
put it in right there. Put it in right there. That's the word. If you're just listening, sorry, but you gotta watch it. It's right there. But those socks are great. Get a really nice pair of socks. It doesn't matter. And also
I tell
get
people all the time, socks make a difference. You can't just go to Walmart and buy the 50-pack of socks and start doing distance miles. I'm sure some people can. I've never been able to.
yeah, like even like Dick's Sporting Goods, their socks weren't that bad.
Sure.
But like I didn't stop the blisters until I bought really expensive socks, and it was worth every single penny. Good shoes, good socks. Make sure the shoes are breathable shoes and appropriate for your distance. Because I learned also when I started running that the shoes I had were meant for like 3 to 5 mile runs and were speed shoes. I destroyed my shins on a 7-mile run.
Sure.
That same day, I went and bought a better pair of shoes.
I cannot stress enough to people that really want to get into running how important your shoes are. And it's not like one magical shoe works for everybody. You like the Hokas. I can't stand them.
No, I don't like them anymore.
I think you're still running in Hokas.
I am, but I hate them.
Okay, fair.
I also love them because they're comfortable, but I hate them.
You're like how I am with Brooks. Cannot stand Brooks. I've worn 2 pairs of Brook Ghosts, got hurt in both of them. I've like sworn off of the company. That's why I've been running in Mizuno's literally since freshman year of high school.
I've had Brooks Ghosts, and I hated them because they lasted too long, kind of like the Hokas, and I wanted to get a new pair of shoes, but I couldn't justify it because the cushion still felt good. Oh, no. And then I was just like, I hate these. I hate this brand. I hate everything about them. I hate them, but I'm going to keep wearing them. So when I say I hate them, it means like they're okay. They're good. I like them.
Well, the point that I was just trying to get to is
Sorry.
don't no, you're good. It's like, don't just listen to somebody who's like, oh yeah, this is the best shoe that I've ever had, because even though they might love it, you might hate it.
Yeah, you might also have stability issues. I found that about
Sure.
myself too. My ankles needed a lot of stability work, so you catch me standing at the gym on a Bosu ball. Well, not a full ball, half ball. That would be insane. I'm not that crazy of a person. I'm running 30 miles a
Well.
night, whatever.
Well,
But yeah, I was training my stability for my ankles because I found out another pair of shoes I had. The ones I'm running in tonight aren't as stable.
oh, the ones that I'm in tonight are not stable at all. So when we take our detour around the bridge, I am worried about a rolled ankle. 17 miles in.
Well, I guess I'll just like go over my full kit real
Yeah,
quick
go for
because
it.
I got so into socks because socks are so important. I know people talk about the shoes, but oh my god, dude, socks has saved my feet from so many blisters.
Yep.
Even when I felt a blister, I was like, I got a blister. I know I do. I took my shoes off and nothing. They
You
were
have
they were
phantom
great.
blisters.
Yeah, dude, it was great. It was. I think it was Features. That's the other brand of socks.
Features?
And Gingy Features and I can't remember the name. It's like Balaga. I'm sure if you type it similar to that on Google, it's fine as long as you don't type in the words Balenciaga. Then you won't get through.
Yeah, Joe runs in the Balenciaga socks. They're $300 a piece.
Yeah.
They don't come in a pair.
Yeah, they're all cotton too. Don't do that.
All cotton. It actually says 0 breathability.
But yeah, so I actually bought the Naked running belt. It's a really, really, really good running belt because you can carry so much stuff on it. You buy the size specifically for you, but I have 2 500 milliliter flasks inside of it. However much food I really want to put in it, because it's essentially just a waistband. You just open up and put things in. I'll probably have my phone in the back of it. And then I specifically bought this like chest bag that I'm also tying down with some like athletic tape to make it even tighter, to take a gun and a knife.
Okay. So we've said that a couple of times. We should talk about that. We are both packing because we are running 30 miles on a dark trail with a ton of animals, as well as
And homeless people. On our
Homeless people.
on our test run, we ran into a homeless guy by the side of a fire.
so I looked it up earlier. There's at least 3 homeless encampments, which obviously like
How do you look that up?
oh dude,
What?
Facebook is a crazy thing.
Okay.
I'll add you to those groups, but there's
There's specific groups that tell you exactly where the homeless
So,
encampments are.
no there's a couple of running groups that I've found on Facebook that they try and tell you like where they are. One
Not
of
that
them-
homeless people are just dangerous,
Well,
but
no, but
Yeah.
it's one of those things that like,
if you're gonna do something stupid, at least be smart about it.
and the thing is like, not that we're running into their homes, but like we're potentially running past these guys at like 2, 3 o'clock at night. They're not used to that. So we're going to be
Could be on
running
drugs.
with headlamps, talking, laughing, and think about it. You're sleeping in your tent. You're used to it being quiet, and all of a sudden you hear
This guy
you
ran
hear
up on you.
laughter. You hear 2 people running up on you. You kind of peek out of your tent, and all you see is like lights coming at you.
Yeah, and who's going to
Like-
be out here in the rain with it thundering at night?
I mean, obviously, you hope that we don't.
No, I'm saying
need
as a
anything, but-
homeless person,
Well, of course.
in the tent, it's raining and freezing cold, and I hear lightning. Do I hear 2 guys coming my way? Like,
Yeah, it's crazy. So I mean, it's a safety thing. Obviously, we're not going to need them. Like
yeah, I never
but-
actually have ever ran with it because I don't ever want to. You're right. We should talk about it. I just think it's funny to just say we're running with guns.
we are running with guns,
even though it's such a careless thing to say it that way. But it really is just a safety thing because I never want to ever have to use my gun. I don't
course not.
care for the situation. I just never want to have to use it. The legal implications, the moral implications, the having to make a decision to ever even have to use it is terrifying for me. Don't ever want to have to. But I also I don't want to die on this run. However, I have made peace with God, and I am prepared to die on this run. That's why death can have me when it earns me.
Well, what's kind of crazy to me, Joe, and you and I have known each other for a very long time now.
Yeah.
But within the past hour, both your wife and your mother have, I guess, questioned my sanity and basically tasked me with making sure you don't die. So, I
Yeah,
got
they
you,
didn't
buddy.
unfortunately seem as concerned for me the entire time.
Yeah.
They were just kind of like, yeah, he does these things.
Well, your poor ma,
what he
bless her
does.
heart, she was like, "Yeah, he's just kind of doing this. I don't quite know how he got talked into it." And I'm like getting my bag ready, and I just kind of looked over at your wife, and I was like, "That's me. I talk him into it."
Yeah, you say that, but you also say that you didn't really have to convince me.
No, I didn't. I didn't at all.
Yeah.
And so, like 2 days ago,
I asked multiple people. I asked a lot of people.
That's the
I
thing.
think everyone said no.
we, at multiple points, we've had other people that were going to come and do this with us, and some of them have kind of backed off. Running it at midnight also took a bunch of people out of it.
What's up, princess?
You coward! I hope you slept good.
But we're here, and in like an hour, we're gonna run. It's gonna be great.
Yep. It's okay. I mean, it's scary, but it's fine that it's scary. It's normal that it's scary.
If we break it down into sections, it's not bad.
Well, you can't be courageous and you can't be brave without a little bit of fear.
Sure.
You have to be scared to be able to be brave.
Yeah. And
Am I a courageous person? Am I a brave person? Well, just because you do something doesn't inherently mean that you're brave or courageous just because you're doing it. The reason that you are brave or courageous is because there's fear associated with that thing. When there's a fear or when there's anxiety or whatever it is that you're doing, being brave is battling against that thing. So like the knight who fights the dragon, that dragon is representation of fear or anxiety or woe or scariness, whatever that thing is. And the knight is that bravery. That's what we always associate, like, the brave knight, because he's actively battling that thing even though it could cost him his life. So when I say like death can have me when it earns me, that's what I mean. I mean, it doesn't mean that I'm not scared or I'm not terrified. This is horrifying. I mean, again, I'm going to throw up a picture on the screen what this thing looks like when we're running down, because it is pitch black. Every now and then there's some lights and it's cool. And I guess we'll just jump back on here once we actually finish the run just to like touch base. But like, it's normal to be scared. Just doing
I think
it
is
scared.
normal to be scared, and I think it's okay to be scared. But I want to ask you this: what are you the most scared about for this run?
the whole thing, the accumulation of it, the furthest I've been so far is 16 miles. And I know we keep talking about like trying to get into the mileage, but like the first few miles, it's a bit of excitement. You have a ton of caffeine in you. It's dark. It might possibly be raining. We have no idea when it will and won't because we're running through 4 different cities. You know what I mean? It's hard to track that fully, honestly, for 6 hours. So it's the part that scares me is the unknown. But I think that's like most people. It's scary to jump into something you haven't done before. It's scary to do the thing you haven't ever attempted. I think it's what stops most people from doing things.
I can agree.
Like at one point the rain was really scary to me because I was like, okay, I can deal with the cold. I can deal with the night. I've done this before. I'm going to have somebody with me. I'm going to have a weapon with me for safety. And when you're running, you'll be hot. It's fine. The part that started scaring me was the cold, or I'm sorry, the rain, because now it's cold rain. Then I don't want to have to deal with like, is it hypothermia? Is that it? What's the word?
Pneumonia.
Pneumonia.
Well,
That's,
yeah, hypothermia too, but
yeah, it's like
pneumonia would be more likely.
that, and then like, oh, okay, my feet are gonna be soaking wet and cold this whole run. That's kind of scary. And then I started thinking, now thunder and lightning. Literally, the sky lights up. Everything lights up for a few moments. And there could be animals, there could be all kinds of stuff. So it's really more so just the fear of the unknown. It's like the few moments before a race that you might have been training for however long, and it's terrifying, and everybody has to take a dump before because your insides are petrified just as much as your brain. And they're like, I don't even know what to say.
17 miles in, 3 hours, 36 minutes, time of day, 3:46 a.m. We made it to Lacombe. You ready, Tyler?
Let's do it, brother.
How are we feeling?
Good, brother. I have been running since I was in 6th grade. I still get that feeling before every race.
Yeah,
That-
it's the fear of the unknown.
Sure.
And it's just you fight that dragon, you battle the demon anyway, and you do it scared. That's another reason I'm doing this. It's so hard to explain why crazy people do crazy things. And I say crazy people, but like I'll just say why people do insane things like run ultras or do these 30-mile runs at midnight or anything like that. It's really hard to explain why people do it because it's not common for most people to do it.
And running in itself is just this crazy thing. When we can talk to like other runners, like you and I can talk to each other because we have kind of these shared experiences. So you get that nervousness right before the race. You get that feeling of preparation or
Because you want to
under
compete.
preparation.
Yeah, you're not just.
But to somebody who isn't a runner, who's watching this and thinking like these guys are gonna run further than I drive in like a week. I don't know how you can explain how we are feeling right now to someone who hasn't experienced that before.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the only way is whatever you have going on in life, whatever's stopping you from whatever goal it is you want to achieve. If it's a relationship, if it's going talk to the girl or the guy, I guess, but if it's going talk to the girl and you're scared to do that because of this might happen or that might happen, or if you don't want to put your money into this stock because it might not grow as fast as you want, or it might tank and you're just unsure, or you don't want to align yourself with a certain political party because you are afraid of what your friends might think, even though this is how you actually think and you don't want to be ostracized, or you're afraid to make a decision because your family might look at you a certain way. That's almost, I would say, similar to the feeling of doing it.
Sure.
Because it's all just fear. It's anxiety that's just like the fear of the unknown. You just don't. It's people let things stop them because they're unsure and they don't know. But life is unsure and you never know what the next step is. You just literally put one foot in front of the other and you do it anyway. That's part of the quote, death can have me when it earns me. Because I'm not letting things stop me from doing things. Even though it is like, there's inherent risk associated. Everything has risk that's associated. Some are just more crazy than others. So it's hard to explain to people when you're doing something that's crazy to them and then taking a step beyond that.
17 miles. This is 100% the longest run I've ever done. Actually feeling great.
I'm feeling pretty good, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, man, I'm enjoying the run. I think the worst part of the run is over. This is fun, honestly. We've had several points where my legs just felt fatigue and pain, and my body is just really just fatigue. That's it. Because it's one thing to run this distance, but it's another to do it at midnight in the morning off of no sleep. But it's just pain. We're locked into a pace we're feeling pretty good at. I don't know what the pace is right now. You can always go back and check it, but it feels good. That's what matters, right? How you feeling, Tyler?
I'm good. We definitely picked it up over the past mile. Feeling good. I don't know if I can hold this pace for 10 more miles, but I'm gonna lock in, put in some work.
At least get a few more miles at this pace.
That's the plan. Hopefully get to the trailhead with it.
Yep. Yep. I'm gonna charge the camera, save the battery. But we'll see you guys, I don't know, maybe in about 5 miles or so, we'll see.
That's what a trailblazer is. Like, they have to do it. Somebody has to do it at some point. The thing is this isn't something that we have to do.
That's,
you know, it's
I
not
think-
a, it's
I
not
think
a
that's
race.
What makes this crazy. Yeah, we don't
It's a
have
run.
to do this. This is literally just two friends that are, you know,
Doing it.
yeah. It's cheaper than therapy.
Yeah, that's what this is. That's what this whole thing's boiling
Yeah,
down
that's
to.
what it comes down to. This is cheaper than therapy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, again, I can't say it enough. It's just doing it scared. And I wish that more people get to realize the benefits of getting to do things that are scary.
I think you should be scared.
Starting a business is scary, but most people don't even do that.
Yeah.
Some people, and I say this in a way that, like, I enjoy finding out people who found the joy of running. I don't know if I said that the way right.
I love it. I love it.
When somebody's like, oh, I don't run, but they start running for like 2 months and they get to a point where they can do an easy 30-minute run and enjoy an easy 30-minute run. I'm like, I love that they figured out how to enjoy running.
I have a cousin and a really good friend that are really getting into running now. And we talk on almost a daily basis of like how their runs went and stuff like that. And I give them a little bit of advice here and there. And I try my hardest to just stress to them, like, for instance, my cousin the other day, she ran 60 minutes without stopping. And I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah, even if
But
you
I
gotta
want
walk,
you
it
to
doesn't
want you
matter.
to keep in mind, if you run that again tomorrow and you can't, if you have to walk, that's okay. That's how running works. There's so many times that we go out and we do a run, and then the very next day you go out again, and it's like you're 2 minutes slower per mile. And
It's okay.
you know, it's mental. The second you start thinking, "Oh my God, I'm not running fast enough," watch your time. You're going to slow down even more. Running is arguably more mental than it is physical. And when you can learn to kind of break that mental barrier, that's when you just like kick it off.
Yeah, I think of it in terms of like elitist versus elite mindsets.
That's
So-
a great way to say it.
Like an elitist is people who walk during marathons aren't real runners. That's elitist. People who have to walk during a run aren't really running. That's elitist. You know, that's not a good way to think. Every run needs to be super duper fast. That's an elitist kind of mind. It's not a good mindset.
No.
An elite mindset is, can I continue doing this thing for however long that I can do it, even if I have to walk, even if in 30 miles we have to walk, we have to take cover, we have to take shelter, we have to just do whatever we have to do to finish this thing. That's an elite mindset, because it's literally, it's so simple as a child's storybook, the rabbit versus the hare. It's that basic. It's that basic of a mindset of it's just consistency. You just figure out what you can do and you do that thing. And when something comes up to try to stop you, you just do it anyway. It's like you're just the tortoise. You just keep going. You don't really stop. And if you have to walk, that's fine. If you have to slow down, that's fine. If you have to swim because you hurt your legs, that's fine. If whatever it is, you just figure out a way to keep going.
So, I mean, and to bring it back to the whole fear aspect of it, and going off of what you just said, that's my fear on this. Because you are in significantly better shape than I am right now. And my kind of concern doing this with you is that I was going to slow you down. But potentially I was going to have to stop, to walk, and do something like that. And one of the things that you actually said, I think earlier today, that really made me feel better is like, we have nothing to prove on this. Like, we're just doing this to do this. If we walk, we walk. If we run all the way through, we run all the way through. And like,
I'm gonna PR either way. The furthest I've ever been is 16 miles.
like, and I was looking at my Koros app earlier, and when I did the 50 miler, it of course gave me a half marathon and a full marathon. I've never run either of those races, by the way. I did a 10 miler before, and then I just skipped to the 50. I've never done a half or a full marathon before. But even if my times don't change today, like, this
doesn't matter.
This is awesome. Like,
Yeah, it doesn't matter. This is
I'm
cool.
so excited.
So many people are like, I talked to a friend earlier today. He was like, dude, you're running 30 miles a day? I was like, yep. He's like, I can't even fathom that distance, let alone midnight. Like, I literally cannot fathom going 30 miles. That's so far.
Yeah, it's literally further than most people drive in a day.
Yep.
Like, we are going to run probably realistically 6 hours, or be moving for probably about 6 hours.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming we're going to see things, whether it's our, imaginations and hallucinations, but we're going to see things and stop and take pictures.
Sometimes you see the giant creatures from where the wild things are, and that's fine.
You still might actually be a figment of my imagination.
I am. I've told you multiple times. I'm not a real person.
You might be my Tyler Durden.
The name is so close. Kind of crazy.
But the craziest thing is I also saw you talking to my wife inside.
Okay.
So that
Hold on.
But that also could be me.
You doing two voices. You doing two voices. When you edit this and you realize that you're actually talking into this mirror right here, that's gonna blow your mind.
Yeah, I think it will. I just want you to know that I'm going to cut straight into a shot without you there.
I hope so. This whole little section right here, it's just the empty couch, but you just overlay my voice.
Yeah, it's just me talking the entire time. That's hilarious.
Here,
I'm going to go in the rest of my kit. So,
did I cut you off
I
when you
think-
finished your kid?
no. We
Okay.
talk about all kinds of stuff. But so the only other part of my kit outside of the guns, we stopped to talk about the guns because it was important.
We did stop to talk about the gun.
Yeah, is I have a rain jacket over it, and then I also have a hat, so that way the hat extends out, makes sure the rain doesn't get into my face, essentially. Keeps my head good, I guess, if you will. I have a light and then a backup light, just in case. And then I'm also taking my POV camera that I can turn on and off just to actually record something. Oh, and then I also have gloves. I have running gloves that are they're not waterproof. Obviously, water can get into seams, but they will keep me a little bit drier. Essentially, everything from head down to my waist is good. The part that was always concerning me was, waist down, just because that's going to be cold and wet. But it is what it is.
I mean, we did what, 6 miles the other night?
Yeah.
I wasn't cold until we stopped. When we stopped, it got chilly. But I mean, we're gonna run into Old Town in Slidell, and at that point, that's where my car is. So we'll have a spot that we can change, hunker down for a minute. I mean, dude, we set an insane PR. We can go to Waffle House real quick and munch down, get some calories back in us, and then go run the most mediocre 5K of our lives.
5:19 a.m. Exhaustion has set in. It has been drizzling. Turn the beat up, Tyler. Yeah, See, it's the midnight, the dirty 30. We started at 12. Yeah, you heard me. We on this trace. Yes, we running real far. 23 miles in. Yes, we see the stars. Just kidding. It's a dark night and it's raining. There is no light, no sight. It's bright like my thing on my head. I'm filming. Yes, all I see is red because I'm dead on the inside and out. Yes, I do this just for the stinking clout, bro. That's why we did the podcast before. That's what you know, boy. It is in store for you. Get fun. Get ready. I got a gun on me, so get steady. Yes, he's got one too. It's not a 380, boy. He's gonna pop you just like the shoe in your Toy Story. Doesn't make sense, but you know what I do? I get it like Mike Pence. I don't even know why I said his name, but I'm delirium now. Yes, I'm going insane. No, now I brought it back. Now it makes sense because I'm just saying crazy things for the gents in the sense, and I don't understand. It doesn't make sense anymore, but now I'm locked in like this race, like I am running to the Christmas 5K, getting the 30 miles in, gonna hit a marathon PR in NPR or ER, and now we're gonna see the stars. Just kidding, it's cloudy up in the sky. I lost it.
You got off and got back on a bunch.
One thing that's really fun for people who are runners or are interested in running or just ultras, and it's really cool to look at, the super unhealthy things that would normally be like really unhealthy for you can actually be kind of healthy for you as a runner. So yeah, obviously running at midnight, I don't know if it's really that healthy, whatever. Anyways, so something for fueling for ultras or like long distance runs, you can eat candy because candy is carbohydrates and sugar and it helps your body keep going. And energy drinks such as like stuff with caffeine can actually help your performance. There's a lot of stuff you'll find out that like runners do and you're like, wow, they're running really good times, but they just ate a dozen donuts. Like,
See, I never used to take caffeine before I ran. Caffeine used to always mess up my stomach. It would make me like super jittery, and I felt like I was kind of coming out of my pace a lot. Until about the past year when I started waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning to go to the gym, and it was kind of the only way to like wake myself up. But typically, like, I'll take pre-workout and then I go to the gym and then I go run after, so it's kind of out of my system. But I mean, I've been awake since 4 o'clock this morning. I didn't get a nap today.
Maybe 24 hours.
I'm hurting a little bit. That's why I keep drinking down on this coffee. And then I've got a couple of caffeine pouches that I can toss in.
The crazy thing that's different about running than lifting too, for those who are runners or those who are interested in getting into any kind of running, even if it's like a mile, 2 miles, 3 miles, you don't have to run 30 at midnight and be this insane. You know, you do what works for you. But the thing,
if you run, period, you're insane. Like, it's a crazy thing to do.
Yeah. Well, like, the difference between running and lifting is when you lift for those few seconds or however long it is, and you push yourself. You know, you're going to go to the gym for 30 minutes or an hour, or however long it is. You're going to push yourself to whatever degree you're feeling or how much stimulant you have in your body, right? And you do a lift, and depending on the kind of lift you're doing, let's say you're doing, like, pause squats. Those suck, but, like, you're done. That's it. When you're running, you start the run, you're in the run for however long it is, and there is just no out. Even if you walk, there's no out. You're constantly in it, and you're left alone to your own thoughts or music or whatever it is you're using, but you are stuck in that thing for however many miles you're going. There is no escape. And you get into running and like, oh, you want to push the pace. Like you feel better. So now it's not just like a back squat or just like a lift or whatever it is that you're doing. You know, you're focusing on technique or whatever it is. When you're running, you're now just, and let's say you're like trying to fight and push your pace, you're now just you fighting against yourself. Sometimes it's you telling yourself, hey, we need to slow down. Hey, we need to stop. Sometimes it's you telling yourself, I can get to that tree and I'm going to try to make it to that tree. And then you look at the next tree and you say, well, I can make it to that tree. And then before you know it, you're like really far down the road. It could also be, it's literally just you against yourself the entire time. Now you could say the same as like with lifting weights. It's you against yourself. but it's a totally different mental battle in of itself. It's more, I would say it's more closer to life than anything else. Because in life, everybody knows you're running your own race because there's an end goal. What that end goal is, you're not really sure. But running is more akin to, I don't know how to say it, but it's more akin to living life than like lifting weights would be.
I could see that, but that made me think of something. So when you're running, especially when you're running by yourself, how is your internal monologue? Is it more positive or is it more negative?
It's just static.
Really?
No, it's usually, I don't know. I guess I'll let you answer. I'll think about it.
I'm my own worst enemy. I am so critical of myself when I'm running, and maybe this is just a flaw in myself in general. But I compare myself to just kind of everybody else around me, and I'm like, okay, like I'm huffing and puffing a little bit, and like Joe's feeling good, and I start to worry like, okay, if we slow down, it's because of me. And I get really critical.
5:50 a.m. We just hit 25 miles. 5 more to go. I beat it, Amandeville to Lacombe to Slidell. Just hit the Slidell trailhead. How we feeling, Tyler?
Feeling good, buddy.
I'm feeling dead. Let's keep it going. Whew. Almost passed out earlier. Yeah, that wasn't good. Joe decided to send it, and Tyler was just like locking in. And Joe literally didn't drink water, so. All right. See you guys in just a bit.
So we were actually talking, like, before we started recording, that some of my recovery runs and stuff, I don't run with a smartwatch anymore because I don't want to see what that pace is because I'm going to get in my own head and I'm just going to think, oh, this isn't a good enough recovery run, or I'm not running fast enough, I'm not running slow enough. And I've never gotten into the whole, like, zone 2, zone 3 thing. I run a lot just based off of feel. And the way that I structure my runs when I'm training and everything, I don't necessarily run for like a certain mileage. I typically run off of time. With that, I kind of know roughly how many miles that I'm going to get. It's different when I'm doing speed work. Speed work, I want to do, 3 miles. I want to do repeat 1Ks, repeat hundreds or something like that. But I notice sometimes, especially now that I have a smartwatch, that I'm so critical and I'm so hard on myself, but I'm not running competitively anymore. Like, I'm not running in college. I'm not running in high school. I'm not running on like a competitive level. So there's no reason for it. But I guess I ran for so long that I had to just be on my A game all the time that my brain is just coded that's how I have to be.
And your lifetime PR for your 5K 3.1 miles is what again? 15?
I was a low 15 runner. I believe it was like 15-14,
which
is my lowest. I never broke the 15-minute barrier.
Yeah, but that's insane. I mean, that's faster than I've ever been. But that's what I'm saying is like that's so fast. So that's
how I tore my meniscus and messed up my knee, is because when I came back into running, I just assumed because I was there at one point, like I could do it again. Yeah. And I didn't. I knew better. I knew that it's that first run back in the season, because you've just been off since track season. You don't go out fast. You start with like a 20-30 minute run, and you're just getting your legs back under you, and you have to build that base back up. But I literally started with like a 45-minute run, and then I hit the track the next day wearing like spikes, doing like repeat 400s. And within like 2 weeks of coming back, all of a sudden my knee's hurting. And then like a week later, my knee is giving out under me, and I'm like, it'll be fine. Like I'm 220 pounds now. Like it's just because I'm fat. Like I let myself go. My knee's gonna be fine. And then next thing I know, I go to a doctor who's like, yeah, we're gonna put you on crutches. You need surgery. And I'm like, well, that sucks.
Yeah, I did start kind of thinking about kind of how I think for running. I always default to like, or lately it's really just doing what I can. And most of the time, like most people, I don't feel like running. But I know I have to. So like obviously like I have a goal. It's the marathon in January. And I basically I don't always feel like running. So I don't always feel like going fast. I don't always feel like hitting a certain mileage. So my goal is just, I kind of just do what I can. And I just say, screw the pace, screw the time. And then I just do it. Like when I first started, it was 3 days a week. It was Tuesdays, Thursday, and then Saturday was a long run. And because I only had a long run on Saturday, Tuesday and Thursday was just easy 30 minutes. Didn't matter how fast it was. Sometimes for those 30 minutes, I'd get 2 miles. That's really slow.
Sure.
And then Saturday, it might have been like
It's really slow for you. It's not slow for like just in general. Like
Yeah, for me-
there's some people that like wish that they could run a 15-minute mile.
That's what I mean by that. Like for me, it was slow, and I was purposely like, I didn't feel like running, so I was just taking my time, and then I'd walk like a minute, run a minute, or like whatever I did, and then I'd randomly feel like man, I'm actually feeling pretty good. My mental state's in a good spot. I'm gonna try to push myself. So then I'd try to get, 10-minute miles. So for 30 minutes, I got 3 miles, and then I'd be like, all right, I'm just like mentally fatigued. So I just did what I could, however I could. And I just kept doing it till I got to the point where I then got to a point where I started wanting to like run, or I wanted to push myself. And I'm like also honest with myself. I'd look in the mirror and say like, all right, you need to fix your diet. Like you're getting fat. And my fat for me is not the same as somebody else's. Just as the same as my definition of loser is not the same as somebody else's loser.
Yeah, you weren't comfortable with how you looked or how you felt.
Yeah, being a loser and losing it's 2 different mindsets, because losing is like, okay, you got fat. Losing is like, all right, your health is in a worse spot. Losing is you didn't get in the place that you wanted to be in. Being a loser is saying, oh, woe was me, I'm fat, and that's just all I'll ever be. Being a loser is quitting and just never doing the thing. Like that's kind of why I was like, I don't care what I do as long as I just do it. Like for instance, the ice bath. Ice baths suck, but they're also great, and I knew they were great.
I love them.
Most people were getting in, they would get into their shoulders, and then I'm like, look, I just mentally can't handle that. I know that I can handle from my waist down. I know that I can do that. So I did that for like 2 months straight until I was comfortable enough mentally to go all the way in. And even now, sometimes I'm like, I don't feel like it, but something is better than nothing. And that's my mindset. But I've been doing it for 6 months now.
I can fully submerge, man, but the hands, I don't know why, but the hands hurt so bad.
But that's the kind of mindset I'd say I have when I run. It's a lot of self-talk of kind of just, I don't care. Just do it and just get it done.
I can normally get there.
I just know that there's people better than me. There's people faster than me. There's people fitter than me.
There's always
people that have.
There always is going to be.
Exactly. So that's why I'm like, I'm just running my own race. That's, and I know it sounds cliche to say, but
I think our Uber is here.
Nice. Well,
you ready to do this, man?
I guess so.
Cut to the finish.
All right, Tyler. 6:52 a.m. What's the mileage?
29.15.
Almost there. We made it, Tyler. We made it. Warm up for the Christmas 5K.
I think we overwarmed up.
Yeah, I think I feel it a little bit. I just need to shake my legs out, you know? We did it, chat.
What's up, princess?
You coward! I hope you slept good.
29.89. I'm glad you got your beauty sleep. I've been up 24 hours. I can't talk. I'm
He-
literally stuttering.
He's actually, he was warming up. It's so funny.
0.09.
Honestly, we should just stop it here.
No.
Dude, I'd be so mad.
Oh, I would too.
I might just give up running altogether. I think your car is up here, huh?
$29.9.
Hit it.
30 damn miles.
Let's go. Make sure I didn't stop your watch just now. Okay. Well, we got to make sure we get the Strava tax in. I got it.
30.06.
Well, double it. Make sure we're, Oh, hey. Don't do that now. Don't do that now. That scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, same.
Done. We did it. Tell me, we need to get somebody to take our picture. We done. Tyler. We done.
We done, baby.
30 miles.
Stopping run.
Oh, that's okay. All right. Okay.
Hold on one moment, then I'm gonna put headphones on.
What?
I'm gonna put headphones on in 1 sec.
Oh, you don't have to. It's fine. We're done. Put this on a bit.
We're done.
We're done. We finished. We did it.
30. What did we decide? 30. Right. 33 and a quarter.
I don't know. I'll
Thir-
put it on screen.
34 and a quarter.
I'm putting it on screen. There you go. There it is. We did it.
And that's the splits. Splits. Total time.
I don't even care about the splits, dude.
Banner.
We're just done. Here's yeah, whatever. We're done. I'm gonna put stuff up on the screen.
It's gonna look cool.
I am hurting so
Delicious.
bad, and I am shivering.
Well. Okay. I got 2 questions for you.
Yeah.
Now you've done an ultra.
Okay.
Would you do another one?
Let's run it back, bro. Come on.
Second one. What hurts the most?
I don't know. It's different at different points.
Let's pick it up. Send it, dude.
All of me wants to go catch up to Dustin.
No, we can't do that. I'm feeling my knee already. We definitely can't do that. Honestly, better than I thought it would be right now.
Not lie, brother.
On that day, I just felt like running.
That day started yesterday.
No, it didn't.
Oh, no, it didn't.
It started.
12 to 5.
Yeah, it started today. My stomach hurts. Well, like I need water and food.
Oh, we're gonna go to Chick-fil-A. I'm gonna drop like $40 on breakfast.
I'm laughing because that's paltry. 60 or nothing. Oh
You
man.
know, hand you my card and you just keep adding items.
So-
till it doesn't swipe.
So, my left Achilles is kind of hurting.
The one
But
that-
honestly, dude, this is so much better than I thought it was going to be.
Oh no, I knew that. The moment you say you want to stop, I'm good.
Okay. Grind set.
It's my quads. My quads are on fire.
It was the back of my knees at some point, and then it was my hips, and then I got a sharp pain in my foot somewhere, my Achilles. At one point it was my quad.
What gear would you bring next time that you didn't have? Or what would you not bring that you had?
I'd do the same thing.
Fair.
Everything I ran in, great. Rain jacket, great.
Joe, we got to talk about the elephant in the room.
What's the elephant in the room?
We ran 30.1 miles.
Yeah.
And then we ran a 5K.
Oh, okay. Hold on. The viewers need to know. Hold on. We saw, given the numbers, we saw, I'll start with the one I remember. 2 homeless people, 2 cop cars. The first one definitely saw us, and he just didn't even question. It was like 2 a.m., and
He got scared.
yeah. And then 11 animals?
Yeah, roundabout. Mostly like owls, bats, a couple rabbits. And then I'm pretty sure that there was a boar that was right there.
I think it was like 2 of them.
Because it sounded like it was the tusks on the trees.
That and the first one. That first one had that, like...
I never heard that. There's a good chance that was my stomach.
I heard that twice. No,
My stomach was grumbling.
It was... Yeah. I don't know. It sounded...
I'm so hungry. I'm so tired.
Now, second thing, Joseph hit 3 PRs today. I guess technically 4 if you want to count the 30K, but this is 3 PRs today. I've only ran 16 miles before in my life up to now, so I PR'd in the marathon, dude. Let's go. That's a personal record. Second one. This is the furthest I've ever ran in my entire life so far. And my third PR, surprisingly, believe it or not, happened at the Christmas 5K. Tyler, go ahead and tell them the time you ran.
We ran 54:04. Which, listen. A lot of people would love to be able to run a sub-hour 5K. But we have never... neither of us have ever run that
Did you
slow
say
before.
sub 5 hour 5K?
Did I?
I think you did.
Put my correction right here.
Okay. Well,
Run it back.
that's a PR for me, dude. That's the longest 5K I've ever ran in my life.
And what's crazy is this is one of the first road 5Ks I've done in years that was actually correct. So, Joe, I'm going to put the ball back in your court.
Yeah.
How did the last 50 meters of that
dude.
5K go?
Okay, y'all gotta... Dude, put the video in there, dude. Christmas 5K update. What was our mileage, dude?
2.14 at 22:27. We're doing a 32:48 5K right
This
now.
is This is what. Oh, dude, I think I was recording this freaking sky. This is what Sam and Frodo had to feel like going to Mordor. I'm sure one of you nerds know the exact distance. I'll just look it up. I'll put it in post.
It's about 900 miles.
That's awesome that you know that. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna really stick around for the stuff at the end. I think we just dip.
I zoned out so hard. I want to go home. I need water. I can't feel my fingertips. I want food. I've been awake for 27 hours and some change.
He's fine, dude. He's fine. He's gonna be all right.
I hope somebody has a video. I'm gonna ask around and see if
I
anyone's got that
recorded
video.
on my POV.
Oh my god.
So
So
we
that means you have a video of me winning?
Just listen. We start. We're 30. I don't even know how far we're just so deep into this thing at this point. So much pain that we ran about like a mile, maybe a mile and a half of the 5K, and we're like, we can't. We just literally can't do this. The whole last 4 hours was just bitter, anger, self-loathing, and just.
I yelled at Siri because Siri started
So,
talking.
we decided to walk, and at the end, I start recording Tyler and just freaking baiting him, dude. Just
Tyler, I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna beat him.
I started crashing out at like somewhere between 2 and 4 o'clock this morning.
So right at the end, it's like 3 miles, right? You got like 0.1 left. This lady turns the corner and she's like, "You go, guys, you can do it." We're like, shut up, just shut up.
I don't know if you can see it. I'm bleeding.
But
I don't know how I'm bleeding, but I'm bleeding.
So I don't know why I'm so long-winded in this. Right at the end, I'm like, "Tyler, I'm gonna beat you, Tyler. Tyler, look, I'm gonna beat you." I started speeding up. This dude, I look back and he's like,
I'm gonna beat him. I'm gonna beat him. I'm gonna beat him. I'm gonna beat him. I'm gonna beat him.
He took off so fast. I couldn't. I was like, "Dude, you can have it." So he beat me in the 5K.
That is great. It's so great.
Everything's so tight.
My calves got so tight.
It's not worth it.
I took steps like Bambi at the beginning when he's like first born, and like I was tripping over myself. Multiple people looked at me and just assumed that I spent the night in Old Town. I looked so drunk. My eyes are sunken into my face. I haven't been able to say full sentences in hours. I've just been stuttering and like making up words. And I'm just angry, and I'm stumbling all over the place.
You said so many mean things to me that whole
I've said horrendous things to Joe.
At the end, I'm like, "Tyler, you're not gonna beat me." And just the look on his face of like,
I did not want to. I stayed behind, and then you started to surge a little bit, and I was like, I'm not just gonna walk it in. Like, if you're gonna go, I'm gonna go.
You ran.
But we bounced a little bit, and I was like, all right, if you want to play this game, we'll play this game. And then it got to a point where it was like, if I did not finish through, I was gonna eat pavement and just slide the rest of the way.
I slowed down so fast.
It hurts.
I was like, I am not risking injury here.
I hope somebody has a picture, because I'm running with like underslides. My running shorts came up like a thong, so it just looks like I'm running in like boxers. And I'm running like stanky leg going in, miserable. And like some of the people who were working the race, like they know what we just did, but to most people, they looked at us and they were like,
"Turn your light on, by the way." Sorry. I forgot
Sure.
to-
Most people just looked at us and were like, these two guys are laughing like madmen at a 54-minute Christmas 5K.
Dude, I was dying.
Because we were rolling laughing.
Dude, I'm dying laughing because since like 4 a.m., you've just been so mad.
I've been awake 24 hours. I'm ready to
You've been so bitter.
just want to go to bed.
You're so
I want to eat food and go to sleep. And then you have the audacity, dare I say, to ask ChatGPT, yo, I just ran a 30-mile race followed by a 5K 1 hour later. What should I do?
It said the first word, oof. That's the first word it said.
This just went out.
I don't care, dude.
It pretty much said like, oh, you wanna stretch, but like don't stretch too much. You wanna take a shower, but don't like take too much of a shower.
A warm
You wanna
shower,
relax, but
light
you don't wanna
stretch.
relax too much. Brother, I'm gonna take a shower. I'm gonna drink 2 gallons of NyQuil, and I'm gonna wake up Thursday.
It's at least tomorrow's problem.
It is future Tyler's problem at best.
What time
I'm
is it
gonna
right now, dude?
see-
I don't even.
I'm gonna see the Hat Man in every corner of my room, just smiling and waving, baby.
What time is it right now?
It is exactly 9:49.
9:49.
Yeah,
I have to watch my kids the rest of the day.
I don't have dependents.
What- okay, so we do have to talk about how long did this take us? We started a little bit.
Let me get my
I think it was
statistics
a little
real
bit,
quick.
a little bit after 12, right?
Yeah, we started about 12:05.
Yeah, it wasn't too much longer, but yeah.
We did walk a couple of parts because both of us
Yeah.
had various times that we were like, all right, if we don't stop, like it's gonna hurt.
Somewhere around like mile 20, I just locked in and then just started like gooking it almost at like 11 pace.
And I mean, you can roll back earlier. I told you like mile
10 or
15 to
11.
20 was
I
gonna
don't
hurt.
know.
And that's,
I don't know, dude.
That's when we
Around
struggled.
somewhere in like the 20s, I just almost passed out. I was like, I just
You
need
did
to walk.
almost pass out at one point.
It was bad.
So activity time, 6 hours 53 minutes. Average pace 13:44. My average heart rate 140.
nice. Our goal pace was actually we were kind of shooting 13 or even slower.
Yeah. And I would like to throw this out here because, dare I say, what started us off on a bad footing. You want to take a guess what our best mile was, Joe?
9:30. I think it was right.
9:40.
Yeah. I think my phone said 9:30 or something like that.
I mean, we started too. We knew we were gonna start fast. I
Yeah.
mean, we were cocky. We had so much life. In
I
us.
don't even know if it's that, dude. It was just like I don't know.
I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this on the camera. I'm literally like shaking. Like all the muscles in my body are just spasming out.
I'm cold. I'm very cold right now.
But I would like to, while I have my phone out, Joe, I'd like
Yes.
to go over another statistic that I
Okay.
have right here. 3.11 miles. All right. Activity time, 53:39.
Okay.
Average pace,
Nice.
17:15.
Oh, I love it.
This is the part that
Yeah.
gets me.
Yeah.
Average heart rate, 122.
Nice, dude. It's not bad.
I think that was like what, 72?
That's great, dude.
Yeah.
That's recovery
72,
heart rate.
73. Got that dog.
Yeah, that's zone. Might even be zone 1. Honestly, that's recovery, dude.
I don't know what this is.
Strava had the audacity. You know what? Let me see if I can read it, dude. I have like 3% on my phone right now.
There were a few parts on the trace that I probably shouldn't have been running on it because it said no pets allowed, and I do got that dog in me.
Where's it at? Oh, here it is. Sorry. I was reading the wrong AI intelligence. Here it is. Slower run at 12:50 per mile. Compared to your recent 30-day average of 9:43 per mile, looks like an easy recovery pace.
It was recovery. Can you put like right here and right here how I named my two events in Strava?
Yes. What was it again?
It's like warm up for the Christmas 5K was the 30 mile, and it was like
It's a good
super
warm-up.
easy, didn't even try. And then it was Christmas 5K, and I think I put like new or this is the epitome of athleticism or something like that.
So since I don't even know what time it was, 2 a.m. Tyler or 3 or 4, it just at some point Tyler began blaming everything on me.
You ever thought maybe, and this is crazy conspiracy theory. You ever thought maybe that's just who I really am? In the get that? Oh, give me.
I don't know. He
I did
was
start blaming
constantly talking about that dog he has in him, but he said there is 2 dogs in him.
There are 2 dogs in me, and they love one another very much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
would you like to tell them what those 2 dogs are?
Nope.
Are you sure?
Nah.
You said it multiple times.
I said that in confidence, thinking that it would stay between the two of us. But if I can find the meme, it's right here.
I don't even know.
It's on a Goodwill T-shirt.
I don't know if I can put that in there.
I endorse it because it actually comes from our sponsor from today, Goodwill.
We don't. You're doing the bits now that you're like.
Well,
so
yeah,
far
I have
gone.
nothing left to lose.
But
I'm-
yep. Well, that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know what else. I can't think of anything else. I'm tired. I'm exhausted.
No, I mean between our 2 talks, and then all
I
the
still have to
content
put
that
all this
we.
together. I don't even know how it's gonna. Whatever. If you like this, share, subscribe, and I don't know. Well,
If you like this,
Tyler will do
and
a 100-mile
subscribe.
race if you subscribe and like this video. Thanks. Goodbye. He can't say anything, so now he has to do it.